The voice you are hearing right now is not human.
It was generated by artificial intelligence in under 1 second. Can you tell the difference?
All right, so let's talk about this. That voice you just heard, yep, that was 100% AI. And hey, if you couldn't tell the difference, you are definitely not alone. The era of those robotic, kind of clunky text-to-speech voices, well, that's pretty much a thing of the past. We are living in a brand new world, one where synthetic sound has become almost indistinguishable from reality.
I mean, we've really hit this incredible inflection point. The technology has taken such a massive leap forward. Think about it. What used to take actors and sound engineers hours or even days to produce in a studio can now be generated from just a block of text in a matter of seconds. And it has all the nuance, all the emotion, all the warmth of a real human voice. So the big question is, how on earth did we get here?
Well, to really get a grip on where we are now, we kind of have to look back at how this all started. The journey from those early, almost comical computer voices to what we can do today, it's a pretty wild story of technological evolution.
What's so fascinating when you look at this timeline is just the sheer speed of progress lately. I mean, for decades, from the 60s all the way through the 90s, things just kind of crawled along. We got those choppy, unnatural voices that you probably remember. But then, bam, 2016 happens. That's when neural TTS, like Google's WaveNet, completely changed the game by building sound sample by sample, creating this near-human speech. But now, we're stepping into something else entirely, emotional intelligence TTS. This is where the AI doesn't just read the words, it actually infers the emotion from the context.
So how does this magic actually work under the hood? It's basically a 4-step dance. First, the AI reads the text, to actually understand what it means. Then, and this is the really cool part, a prosody engine figures out the perfect rhythm, the right places to put stress, the emotional tone. This is what makes it sound human. From there, a neural network gets to work generating the raw sound wave, and boom, out comes the final audio. It's not just reading anymore, it's interpreting and performing.
And that leads us to maybe one of the most mind-blowing parts of all this, zero-shot voice cloning. Now, what this means is that an AI can create a stunningly accurate digital replica of a specific person's voice from just a tiny, tiny audio sample. We are not talking about hours of recording in a fancy studio. Some of these platforms, like ElevenLabs, can create a totally convincing clone from as little as 30 seconds of speech. 30 seconds. Just let that sink.
And this whole thing isn't just about talking. The same core ideas are kicking off a massive revolution in music. We now have AI platforms that can compose, perform, and produce entire songs. We're talking studio quality, complete with vocals, from nothing more than a simple text prompt. You could literally type in something wild like, "I pirate sea shanty, but make it a 90s hip-hop banger," and poof, you get a full song back in seconds. This is just blowing the doors wide open for creativity.
But, like with any tech this powerful, there's a flip side, right? It's got two faces. It holds this incredible promise to help people and unlock amazing creativity, but at the same time, it carries some really significant risks. It's the classic double-edged sword.
If you want to understand why this is catching on so fast, all you have to do is follow the money. I mean, just look at the numbers here. The cost and time savings are, frankly, insane. What used to cost thousands of dollars and take weeks can now be done for maybe $20, and it takes minutes. And what if you need to fix a typo? You're not calling an actor back into the studio for an expensive reshoot. Nope. You just edit the text. It's a total game changer.
So let's talk about the good stuff, because there is so much potential here. Just imagine watching a movie dubbed in your language, but you're hearing the original actor's actual voice and performance. Or, and this is just incredible, think about patients with diseases like ALS. They can now bank their own voice before they lose the ability to speak, so they can keep communicating with their family in a voice that is uniquely theirs. It's empowering on a creative level and on a deeply, deeply human level.
Okay, but then there's this. That same amazing cloning technology is being used for fraud, and on a massive, massive scale. That's right, over $200 million was lost to deepfake fraud in just the first 3 months of this year. This is the dark side, the peril that we absolutely have to confront.
And if you look at these numbers, you really start to see how big this problem is. Fraud attempts using this tech are up, wait for it, 1,300%. But the number here that really gives me chills, it's our own ability to spot the fakes. We only get it right about 60% of the time. That's basically a coin toss. Scary, right? And these are not small-time scams. We're talking about real cases, like a finance worker who is tricked into transferring $25 million after a video call where his boss, his CFO, everyone was a deep.
Okay, so with all this good and all this bad, what do we do? How do we move forward? Well, the answer isn't to just throw the technology away. It's about building some guardrails and learning how to navigate this new audio world safely.
And the good news is governments are finally starting to wake up and catch up. You've got the EU's Big AI Act, which classifies voice cloning as high risk. That means you have to tell people when they're hearing an AI. Here in the US, new laws are making it a crime to create non-consensual deepfakes, and the FCC has already flat out made AI voices and robocalls illegal. These are really important first steps, but the truth is, the tech is moving so fast that regulators are in a constant race.
So on a personal level, what can you do right now to protect yourself? It's actually pretty simple. You should always be skeptical of any urgent, panicked call asking for money. But honestly, the best one on this list, the safe word. It's so simple. You and your family agree on a secret word. If you get a frantic call from a loved one asking for cash, you just ask them for that one word. If they can't give it to you, you hang up. End of story. It cuts right through the emotional manipulation these scammers depend on.
You know, when you strip it all away, that's what this technology is. It's just a tool, a really, really powerful one. And just like fire or the printing press before it, its impact on the world isn't really baked into the technology itself. It's all about the choices we make, how we decide to use it, how we regulate it, and how we adapt our own lives to it.
And that really leaves us with this one giant question, doesn't it? As we march into this future where any voice, any melody, any sound at all can be perfectly synthesized on command, the very idea of authenticity is changing. What does it even mean to trust what you hear anymore? And when everything can be faked, what do we choose to believe?